If you have a young child in your life, you know how much little ones love to have books read to them. But what kinds of things should we be doing to make sure that our reading time at home is helping our kids to succeed in school? Just a few important tips can help you to bridge a homeschool connection and make your child ready for success. Even though I've been teaching with CCS for 18 years, I will always be that little girl whose mommy read with her and made reading feel important. Later in life, I learned that my mother didn't even really like reading for fun, but she knew it would be important for me, so she pretended to like it when I was young, just so that I would copy her. Do you know how powerful that is? Do you realize how powerful your example is in the reading life of your child? Reading with your child should always have at least 3 goals. We want to enjoy the book together and to know why we're reading it. We want the child to have a growing understanding of how books work. And we want the child to understand what this particular book wants to communicate. Whether we are reading a fun fiction story or learning facts in nonfiction, the goals are the same. First, we want to enjoy the book together and to know why we're reading it. Most of us pick up a book because we want something out of it. We want to experience a good story, or to learn something new, or to enjoy good pictures. It's important to share with our children the why of reading a particular book. Readers who know what to look for have a better understanding of what they read. I got a new book for you. This book is called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. This boy is a problem solver, so I thought this would be a good book to read about somebody solving a real problem.
What does harness mean?
Harness. Harness means you try to control something. Like have you seen when people hold on to horses and the horses are riding and they pull them back? Mm-hmm. They use the harness, they control them like that. So how could a person control the wind? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but we're going to find out, okay? So we're going to read to find out how this boy could harness or control the wind. Secondly, young readers need to understand how books work. This helps them to notice things in the book that add to their understanding. You can highlight some of the things that may be obvious to you, but that your child may not notice without help. Point out things like the book's front cover and title, the difference between a letter, a word, and a sentence, and what the punctuation means. How come I read those words different? How come I said, how does its engine make it go? What do you see in those words that makes it look different?
I don't know.
Look at it. You see how it's slanted?
Mm-hmm.
It's italicized. It's a little bit different the way you read it. Do you notice that? Third, as we read, we want our child to know that we are reading to get meaning and to understand. Stopping to ask questions can help us with this. Readers also need to know how to look back in the book to reread and clear up any question they may have. Reading a book should be a journey and an adventure, not a test. Without food, the Malawi began to starve. What problem are they having?
No food.
No food? How come they don't have food?
Because they thought magic would bring the rain.
Did the magic help them?
No.
There's no rain? Only what?
The sun.
The sun? What was the sun doing to the plants?
Making them rot.
It was burning them up, drying them up. So how do you think they're going to try to solve that problem of no food?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see. It said that he had a monster in his belly and a lump in his throat. What do you think that means? Do you think there was a real monster inside his belly? What do you think that means? What was the monster?
No food.
No food. That means his hunger. Right. That's how the author chose to tell us. He was really, really hungry, right? Mm-hmm. And then, what do you think it means when it says he sulked under the mango tree? Look at his face.
He was sad under the mango tree.
I love how you figured out what that word meant. Finally, we want to help our child to understand the big idea of the book. What does the author want us to think about or know or discuss or believe? And how do we know? We want to show our children that when we finish reading a book, we should take something away from it. This is where we can share what we saw, thought about, or learned, and pull all of our learning together so that the book can be meaningful for us. Later, this will also be very helpful when state testing comes. You can help your child by setting a purpose for reading and asking questions. Through practice, your child will get into the habit of using these strategies when reading independently. This is really the goal, showing our young people how books work and how reading can help us to grow as learners. Together, let's help your child to be ready for success.